I will present you an evaluation that we have done on the impact of Bacillus thuringiensis israelensis low volume ground application we have done in Tirana in 2020. The study area is an urban area where Aedes albopictus is established since many years, but it's not only the establishment, we have done the monitoring of the populations since 2010. The breeding sites as well, larvae, pupae, and Aedes albopictus eggs have been found present. The other species which is present in the urban area and create a nuisance problem is the Culex pipiens. The area is composed by private houses with gardens, but also apartments has been present in the area, commercial premises, restaurants, educational centers, schools, kindergarten, and also empty houses or houses in ruins. We performed a low volume BTI ground application in 10 calendar-based interventions starting from May to September 18, 2020. We have used BTI strain AM6552, which is Vectobac in the formulation water disperser granules with a potency of 3,000 international toxic units per milligram in a dosage of 1 kilogram per hectare, with the size of the droplet 80 to 100 micron in a flow rate of 100 liter per hour using an equipment spray team 34S horsepower, and all the application was done by the pest control company, Energy Pest Control Company. All the treatments have been registered in a web GIS platform. The equipment was mounted in a car. To do the evaluation of this and to evaluate the impact of the treatments, we performed a cluster randomized control trial from the experience that we had 1 year before with a door-to-door campaign in Tirana. Then we selected 5 clusters of 20 hectares. Each cluster, in total, the study area was 100 hectares. And each cluster was composed by 1 treated area and 1 untreated area. In each of the areas, we deployed 3 ovitraps and with gemination paper and 1 BG sentinel with BG lure and CO2. So we perform entomological surveillance during the seasons in 40 stations using in total 40 ovitraps with gemination paper and 10 BG sentinel with lure and CO2. We did the evaluation and monitoring of the dynamic of the population of the adults of Aedes albopictus and Culex pipiens and eggs with ovitraps for Aedes albopictus. Then in total, we performed 9 collections using 10 BG sentinel, which were running for 24 hours every 2 weeks, starting 3 days after the BTI low volume treatment. And if we do the comparison of the number of albopictus female among treated and control areas in Tirana, we see that in 3 of the clusters, number 2, 4, and 5, the number of the females albopictus in the treated area were higher than in control areas. And then we compare the mean number of eggs collected biweekly using 30 ovitraps with gemination paper, which were activated for 18 weeks, starting from the beginning of June till the end of October. Again, in the cluster number 5 and cluster number 4, we have more Aedes albopictus eggs in the treated areas than in control areas. We performed the seasonal dynamic. We saw the seasonal dynamic of Aedes albopictus females among treated and untreated areas. We start to collect in 2 days after the second treatments, and we continue 2 weeks after the last treatment. In July, and in September, we had the peak of the Aedes albopictus females, and in the treated areas, we have more than in controlled areas. The comparison for the number of eggs that we collected through 30 ovitraps, which were activated for 18 weeks, you see that there is no big difference between the treated and non-treated areas. So we even continue after 2 weeks after that we have finished the treatments. The biggest problem that we have investigated was in cluster number 5. The comparison of Aedes albopictus mean eggs collected biweekly among treated and control area for the whole season almost was higher in the treated areas than in control areas. Then when we compare the total number of cool excipients female among treated and control areas, we have a different view. We see that in 3 of the cluster, we have very good results. But again, in cluster number 4 and cluster number 5, the number of female PPNs were higher in treated than in control areas. But if the comparison of cool excipients females among treated and control during the season was much better than cool excipients, in the treatment areas, we have less PPNs females compared to the control areas. All the data has been statistically analyzed from Romeo group, and the statistical analysis has shown that there was a significant difference in the decrease about 40% in cool excipients females population in treated compared to non-treated areas. But regarding the albopictus, we have not observed any difference between both albopictus eggs and adults collected in controlled versus treated areas. And we think that the good results that we have on cool excipients may be attributed because PPNs is breeding more in open breeding size compared to Aedes albopictus, that it is breeding more in the hidden breeding size. And with the low volume technique using the BTI, it was not possible to reach the breeding size behind of the houses most of the time. That gives a low coverage in the area, and also the immigration from the nearby untreated areas should be taken into consideration. Because with this equipment, which was mounted in the track, depending from the infrastructure of the areas, it is difficult to reach every place and to go in the narrow streets in the urban areas. And the results, we think, are very important, especially for the experts and the decision maker who are dealing with mosquito control, because mosquito control is a need for persistent improvement and quality control. I thank you for your attention, and I thank all the collaborators that helps in all the work that we have done and in the analysis of the data. Thank you.